Is it time for a live stream, Johnny? Are we live?
Let me
I
see.
think so.
Let's
I
see.
think so.
You live?
Modern help. What is this? You see us, anybody?
I don't know. Let's see if we're on.
Moderate
Are
helps
we on
everyone
in
feel
there? Are we on?
close. Let's close that.
Look,
okay.
it's on.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Yes.
Hey, if we got anybody on, can you tell us if the volume, if the audio is okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Very loud.
Have we got anybody on there?
Can you hear me?
Loud?
Wait. Oh, can you hear me out there? Oh, it's these people.
Yeah.
You're waiting to hear them.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to one of your.
I'm going to introduce you in a second, but I want to make sure that we all set up and y'all can tell me if somebody's on or not. Did you get it yet?
Not yet. I guess we gotta be on our phones on a live stream. Let's see how. Johnny Camper.
Senior.
You should have a live. Don't
Oh,
over
there it is, right here. I see us live on my phone.
Wow, there you go.
It
All right,
looks
there.
like you've got one viewer. It's me.
Who is it?
Me.
You. Have we got Melissa on there?
Melissa's on there. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
So, Melissa.
Okay, we're
All right,
going.
let's get this party started, Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, listen,
Yep.
I'm privileged to have two of my favorite hikers and backpackers here on this live. One is a fairly new hiker and camper, and that's Chris Marlowe from the Marlowe Factor. And of course, I'm very fortunate to have this long distance hiker now that just recently completed the Appalachian Trail. And that's Andy, Metro on the Move. And we got him here. So if you got any questions concerning new equipment for a new backpacker or hiker, you can ask Chris. If there's anything about the Appalachian Trail, you may ask Andy. And any other questions you can direct at me. So there we go.
So is there gonna be like a funnel for the questions coming through this? And you're gonna
Yeah.
funnel
Well,
the
that's
questions?
why I need to know if somebody asks something, but I also need to know if the volume is okay. So whoever comes on, first thing you do is let me know if you can hear us all right.
Hey,
okay?
George Cooper, how are you? And
Oh.
following Walker's World, Tom is on. How you doing, Tom?
Tom Walker.
Hey,
Oh, I got Tom. Listen,
what's that?
this is. You remember this, Tom?
What is it? What's that?
This is.
That's the old you.
Well, that's the old me, but this was given to me 5 years ago when I was 79 years old.
79.
Oh, wow.
Tom Walker purchased this from Hilltop Packs
Yeah.
and presented it to me as a birthday present. And I just wanted you, I do bring it out on every hike. This is in my backpack because I keep my wallet and stuff in it, waterproof. And I just wanted you to know, if I never thanked you, I wanted to thank you. Didn't forget that you give it to me. So thank you very much, Tom. Plus, he wanted to come.
Oh, Tom, we're missing
But
you,
he's
man.
got, yeah, he's got a retina, detached retina in his eye. Retina, is that what it's called?
He detached his eyeball?
He just grabbed it and pulled it
Yeah,
out, or what?
somebody hit him and knocked his damn eye out.
You know, that's how they do cataracts, right? They actually take your eyeball out, they pop it out, and they shave off the top and then put it back in there, right?
All I know, he had his 2 hips done,
Yeah.
and now he's got his eye. I told him, I'm glad I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get to his age.
Almost look like a pirate. You have like one eyeball out and like staggering.
What am I gonna do when I get to his age?
I know. What are you gonna do when you get to his age? Tom was like what?
I'm 11 years
74?
older than him. but anyway, he's gonna make it to Pinhoti Fest. But
Oh, it's gonna be a Pinhoti Fest, huh?
yeah, he said he was.
You know, we're doing tent site selection right now for Tent City.
Really? I didn't know he had to select this.
We don't. We're gonna make it up.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
So what I think we should do when we get there on Friday, what I was thinking about at Pinhoti Fest, is to actually get some flags and like kind of map out the areas that we want and like have a VIP area to walk people in for setting up.
actually, if you get there early Friday,
Yeah.
you can. That's what happened last time. You know, Kevin, Kim, Tom was there, and they was able.
We could take our bear line, right, and attach it to our trekking poles and kind of like trek out like certain areas. Like, no, you can't cross in here without a VIP pass. You like that?
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh, curious.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Curious George is on here.
Yeah,
I've
George
camped with.
Cooper.
Yeah, George, I've camped with him. He's come here, right here, to Pine Mountain Trail, and he actually bought my arc hull, my Z-Packs arc hull. And I'm curious if you like it, and how's it working out for you? Would you tell us about that? Anybody else we got?
No, Tom Walker is very active though. He's got.
Oh, he let his hair grow.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't let his beard grow, but it's almost as long as
It's like
yours.
he's trying to be like yours.
Letting it be.
Yeah, he's
hippie-
trying- yeah, he's
hippie
trying-
and free.
Hey, Andy's an influencer now,
Absolutely.
but he didn't let his beard grow.
No.
See, I cut mine off, Tom.
Whoa! Where'd it go?
Yeah, where'd it go?
Whoa! We should get you a wig for Penhody Fest.
I got a toupee in my truck.
Oh yeah.
You remember I had it on in my video for Chris
Who do you always talk about that wears a toupee?
Oconee.
Chris Coney, how you doing, buddy? We
Is
miss
he
you.
on there?
No, we're just
Oh.
giving him a shout out. Say hi, because you always talk about toupees. You
Yeah,
say he's got great hair.
yeah, he does.
So you
But
know
I
she-
know he don't wear one, but I like to tease
You know
him.
two through hikers with great hair. Chris, who's got toupee hair.
Toupee.
Chris.
Not.
And,
not
then,
me.
and then me, who's got hippie hair.
Yeah.
He
Well,
called
you-
me a hippie.
You've been dyeing your hair. It ain't.
No. Look, you know how you know I haven't dyed it? Look at my beard.
Yeah, but it ain't a gray hair in
No,
your
there's
head.
some.
It ain't real.
There's some in there.
That ain't
Salt,
real.
salt and pepper. I heard that some females like the salt and pepper look.
Well, here's the thing
What's
about
that?
you.
What's that?
You the type that when it goes gray in 1 year, you'll be white.
Well,
What do you think?
you talking about all of my hair turning
all
white?
your hair turn white.
I think
Just
that's kind of
one
cool
within-
look.
well,
It is, right.
It will be cool.
It's a sign of wisdom.
Yeah, I'll be like a wizard walking around with my
We'll
long
change
hair.
your name to Moses.
Moses. Actually, you know what? That'd be kind of cool going from Metro to Moses, because Moses is like the old school. He was like 10 Commandments kind of guy.
Yeah.
Metro's like ride the train kind of guy. Like so. What's
Did
up?
we get anything from George?
George
Yeah.
says yes. I use it for my day hikes.
That's all for day hikes, George.
Yeah, that's all he wants to do. Day hikes.
Well, he came. Let's see, he camped here. Oh, you almost through hiked it. He almost.
What's almost through hike mean?
I think he came to through hike it. Did you? I don't. Did you finish the through hike here at the Pine Mountain Trail, George?
It's all he's been able to do. Is what he said. We can't get out. You know, it's actually, it is a luxury to do what we do. You got to admit, you know, if we want to go backpacking, no problem. Not everybody has that access. So if he's able to get out during the day, good for you, George. Good for you. Don't make him feel bad.
No, I ain't making it. Don't want to make him
He
feel
can't
bad.
go hike 2,200 miles like this hippie.
I know. Well, he comes
Get a
in-
job, hippie.
I think he comes in from Virginia.
Virginia,
He drove down from Virginia to hike
to
with
see
me.
you.
I think so.
Oh,
I don't
well, that's
remember
a nice
how-
friend.
How did
Wow,
we?
that's
I don't
awesome.
remember how we hooked up actually. But if he called me or I invited him, I don't remember.
No, it said he came from Tennessee.
Oh. Well, that's close, ain't it?
And it said it took him over a week to get over busting his tail last time he was out here.
Oh, he fell, huh?
No, it
Just busting it out here, like busting his tail. Trying
Ah,
to get from point
I
to
got
point.
you. Gotcha.
sort of like grumbling.
Oh,
Sort of like you. Oh, Chris.
grumbling.
Yeah,
Who
he-
grumbles?
Chris just finished the PMT 2 weeks ago. Him and his wife Melissa. He just through hiked the Pine Mountain Trail.
Okay, what was
It's-
your favorite section of the Pine Mountain Trail, Chris?
My favorite section.
Yeah,
Molly Hugger Hill.
Molly Hugger Hill.
Molly Hugger Hill is your favorite.
No, I just
No,
put that
not
in
at
his,
all.
I just put that in his mouth.
My favorite section
You like
was probably I'd say over by Rocky Point,
okay?
and probably back behind the visitors registration station.
You get that view, right? 'Cause
Oh.
yeah, it's nice. It's a nice view. I
Absolutely.
like the waterfalls. They're kind of nice. It's like a cooler area as you get into it, but there's a lot of foot traffic out there. And some of the new campsites are cool. Which was one of your favorite new campsites, would you say? Because they put in 4, right? 4 new
To
campsites.
put in 4. I've been
Four.
to how many of them? I've been to Rockmart, Riffle Rock, and
Riffle Rocks is the one that we camped at with
Yeah.
Fred, right?
Fred.
Mountain
That's a
Creek.
small one though. Right?
Mountain Creek, that's 3. And have I been? I think 3. That's the only 3. I hadn't been to the one Chainsaw.
What's a riffle anyway?
I had to look that up.
Like a riffle ball?
Well, I assume when you, no, I assume
Yeah,
just
yeah,
before
that's it.
just before you get campsite, there's some rocks and little boulders, and I figured that's riffle rocks.
Those are riffling rocks.
I don't know how. I looked it up. What is a riffle rock?
Oh, that's what it is then. Oh.
But anyway, so I've been to 3 of the new ones. I didn't go to Chainsaw, and what is the other one? There's one more.
I don't know. You know.
But anyway, I've been to 3 of them. I like the short hikes. I like going in a mile or 2, staying the night. That's my Johnny Camper style now. Which brings me to this question.
Oh, okay.
Andy just finished 2,200 miles on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. But what I really want to ask him is, now it's just been a week or 2, right? And you back out here with,
Almost a month.
has it been that long?
Yep.
Oh. Well, anyways, back out here on the PMT, and I noticed a change.
Uh-oh.
Not a bad change,
Okay.
just a change. And I want to point it out, after him doing 2,200 miles in video every day, he dropped his GoPro. I noticed he only brings his phone now.
Only my phone.
Only his phone. Everything's done on his phone now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, he has not videotaped anything today.
Nope.
Normally, before he did the Appalachian Trail, he'd have been doing an intro and an outro, and he'd have been showing you some of the trails. He'd have been showing me getting water and pumping up my pump sack and pitching the tent. He didn't do nothing.
Nope.
So why is that, Andy? It don't matter?
Well,
No, well, we got-
Remember, we got the new backpacker here.
Now, Chris does do all of that.
The kid here does.
The Kid, that's his, yeah, he picked up his trail name as the Kid. Andy's just, he ended up being Metro. That's it for Andy, Metro. Whether,
Metro, yeah.
whether he likes it or not, that's his.
That's it.
But we got, Chris is doing all those things and to watch his videos, it's interesting to see his perspective on the trail and some of these campsites that I know, but I never espouse them in my videos. So that's great to hear it from Chris when he does his, and you might check out the Marlowe Factor. Is it just one?
The Marlowe Factory, yep.
And check it out. He does a pretty good job. In fact, I take that back. He does a good job of showcasing some of these campsites and things with his wife.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
you asked why I didn't do it. It's because it's Chris's turn.
Well, there you go.
I got good teachers, guys.
Yeah, it's Chris's turn.
Well, you have arrived. If there's such a thing as arriving, you have arrived.
Yep.
And
I got the seat next to you. I arrived at Pine Mountain Trail. Keep going.
but I have arrived. I have arrived 2 years ago. That's why when I went, you and Rob Pelton tagged me with the Johnny Camper.
Oh yeah.
That's when I realized that's what I am. I've arrived. Johnny Camper style is hiking 1, 2, 3 at the most. Used to say 5. Now I'm saying 3. 2 is better. 1 is even better. Pitching tent, camaraderie, sit around with your friends. That's Johnny Camper style. And that's at 84. That's Johnny Camper style.
So he started carrying a Sharpie with him just to give autographs at random. So like we'll be just walking down the street or
Oh no,
whatever.
you have to pay. If you want me there, you got as a charge. I don't show up free.
But when you like say we're just walking down the road and you see like a crowd of people, you'll wave at them, you'll pull out your Sharpie and just start signing people's foreheads and they have no idea what's going on. Is
There
that
you
what you mean by arriving?
Yeah.
I've arrived, everyone. Hold on, let me get this. And one for you, get out of the way. Starts shaking hands and kissing babies and stuff. And then,
But you talk about arriving. Let me say this about Chris.
Okay.
Actually, I had a guy, Barry. What's his name? Barry Stevens.
Yeah, Barry Stevens.
He reached out to me, and was trying to get into backpacking. And honestly, I just went through all of this with Chris for the last month or 2, and
Or 3 or 4.
and I'm having issues at home medically with my wife's condition, so I didn't feel like going through it twice. So I put him in.
On the Chris.
I threw him on. I put him on to Chris, and
Started with him.
yeah.
So what we're gonna do?
Andy
Chris,
threw
Yeah.
Chris on me, so I'm throwing Chris on. But I mean, Barry on Chris. But listen,
Yep.
listen though. So him and his wife was through hiking a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he was up at the overlook.
Yeah.
They just got to the overlook, and all of a sudden this black truck went by and slammed on the brake and backed up and said, looked at him and Melissa and said, "I just watched your video," and come to find out it was Barry.
Yeah.
Barry
Sure did.
Stevens was out here, and they was hiking into Cascade Falls, but they spotted Chris. And anyway,
That was cool.
it was cool to be recognized.
Yeah.
See, so Chris thinks so much of me, and I think a lot of Andy, but honestly, we just regular people just like him. But it does make you feel good when someone does recognize you.
Well,
It
guess
does.
what? Someone did not recognize me today. You know who that was?
Ooh, those people up at the...
Well, today, for lunch, I stopped in at
well,
my
you don't
favorite.
want her to recognize you.
I stopped in at my favorite place for lunch.
Yeah.
And she did not recognize me. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about here, the subway, or the subway artist, I should say, at this particular location in Pine Mountain, she thought I was a hobo and had me kicked out of their subway. So I haven't been able to go in there for like years. So every time I've been coming back trying to dress up differently.
I'd have to go in and get his Subway.
Yeah, because you have to go in and get me something. Today I went back in there. She didn't recognize me because I had a beard and long hair.
But what happened? The original problem was you, me, and Kevin had just come off the trail.
Right? No,
And-
we were going to the trail. We met up at the parking lot.
Oh, that's right. You was going to buy a Subway.
And you were
yeah.
going to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
But anyway, I did
And
too.
then
I did go to
Kevin
Cover-
was going to go to the bathroom, which is on the outside.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to Subway.
And so you went to Subway to go to the bathroom.
But
And
she saw us through the window, right?
and she thought we were bums, I guess. And she told him, "Sir, that's just for customers."
The bathroom is just for customers.
And that's what started the riff right there.
But guess what I did immediately after buying my sub today?
What did you say? You said
I
about-
took a dump in their bathroom.
and didn't
Oh,
flush
yeah.
and didn't
You flush?
flush it. Did you flush it?
What do you mean flush? I pooped in the top part.
Oh, that crown.
She's going to be so mad.
Take that, Subway.
So that I may not be able to go back to Subway in the future.
Anybody asking any questions? Let me see.
Not so far.
It was crowning.
Yeah.
Oh my
His-
gosh.
man, his Appalachian Trail, we found 3 new terminal: crowning,
A
jelly
jelly
donut,
donut, yeah.
and goose egg.
Yep.
And why don't you tell them what is crowning?
All right, so to answer that question, crowning is when you go to a shelter area and you get to a privy, and when you get to the privy and you look, because you're always supposed to look.
Yeah.
As much as you don't want to, you always should look to
Yeah.
see what you're about to hover over. Because most people, I mean, I would
You
say,
got kissed by one of those crowns too. You
I
said.
fell backwards. Anyway, a crown is when the poop actually goes past where
The lid
the
is.
lid is,
Well,
so-
if it is a lid.
So a crown would actually be like, here's the poop going around the crown there. So sometimes you have to actually knock it over.
Ain't no way I'm gonna dig a hole. Ain't no way.
Just get a stick.
Andy said it was one so high that he thought it kissed him. Now what's a
I fell
jelly?
backward. A jelly donut is when someone doesn't want to use the privy that's crowning, and they go outside like Johnny Camper, but they're in such a hurry at this point that they may not dig it deep enough. So when they fill it back in with dirt or whatnot, it just kind of graces the top. So when you're walking through the woods and you slip on something real quick and don't see any mud, jelly donut.
Oh.
And then
A
the
goose egg.
as when you finally gonna dig a hole and you find a spot and say
good.
this looks good. Well, that spot has looked good to 100 other people
You dig into it and then you discover someone's already been there.
digging up their treasure.
But the other day I had a double goose egg.
really, oh,
That's when
gee.
I went to one spot, thought it was perfect, found one goose egg,
found another perfect
moved
spot.
over 3 feet, found another perfect spot, and yes, it was also another goose egg. So double goose egg, back to
Oh,
back.
man.
Oh,
My
Lord.
legs were shaking at that point.
Yeah, I
had to
guess it
go.
would.
I had to go.
But what I like, was that you that said that you have to leave 8 inches around in a shelter? If you're against the wall, you have to leave 8 inches around the head and the side.
Oh yeah.
So,
So people were asking like about mice in the
yeah,
shelter,
mice,
right?
yeah. They in there.
They're
too.
in there no matter what. So I said, if you want to avoid the mice, and people are like, yes, I want to avoid the mice. I was like, okay, so you have to just put your top of your pad 6 inches down from the top and 6 inches from the side. People about lost their mind. They're like, what do you mean?
Give them a
Give enough
runway.
room for the mice to run around you. Otherwise, they're going to be running on top of you.
They have brooms. Most of the time, there's a broom in the shelter. The
Yeah.
ones I've stayed in, they clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
But the mice are running all over the place when it gets dark.
Oh, for
They're
sure.
running all
Yeah.
over you. And if
Well,
you've got
I mean-
food or something they can smell, they'll chew right in your backpack in a minute.
If you were a mouse, though, I mean, think about what your life would look like on a trail. What would you do? Where would you go hang out?
Well, ain't that well? I'd go where the food is. Yeah.
That's right.
And then if you're out here in the main wild area, birds are trying to eat you. So hang out in the shelter where the eating's
We
good.
got somebody. Got to
Nope.
be. All we got is 2 people watching.
George Cooper
More than
says,
2 people watching.
yeah, it's only a couple people.
How many people? 8.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
people. Oh wow, that's pretty good.
So, let me ask you a question.
Moses on the move.
Moses on the move. There
That's
you
what Tom
go.
Walker says.
That'd be legendary, actually. I'd be carrying around commandments with me, like the 7 leave no trace principles on like cement blocks.
Detached retina. Detached
Ah,
retina.
there you go. Why not?
How do you detach your retina? Though?
Well, he said he went to the
yeah.
went to the
Hit
eye doctor
harder.
and they
Use an iron next time.
and
Hey
they-
Noah, how are you? And we also had Elsie Gibson come join us as well. So we've got George Cooper, Following Walker's World, Noah, Elsie Gibson. Lots of people on the watch.
No, I think she just
No,
didn't you?
Noah's from, we know Noah. His name is Data.
Oh,
He's a trail name.
oh.
Yeah.
We know him?
You weren't at Trail Days.
Yeah. Not this year.
I met him and his father at Trail Days. We watched the channel.
No, he didn't. Nobody did nothing to his eye. He
But how do you detach your retina? Like what
he
happens?
said it was coming. He said
How does it get loose?
well, maybe he'll type and tell you, but like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I get to his age.
Well, I'll tell you what did happen on the trail. It was weird. When I was at the Dollar General, I had to get readers.
Reader? Oh, really?
Do you get to wear readers?
No.
Ah.
You don't have to wear readers?
No.
84 years old. And I have to I have to read sometimes like this.
My
with one
wife,
eye
my
closed.
wife has to. She buys somebody gal that she keeps losing them. They keep walking away. She just bought 5 new reader classes.
Where do all the readers go?
Well, I don't know where they go.
If they disappear from her
where
and
do they go?
everyone else,
Where do they go? It's like a long handled spoon. Where does it go? It's got legs too.
what is a long-handed spoon?
Long handled spoon.
Like a teaspoon?
No, tokes for eating mountain milk.
Oh, for the camp spoon.
Yeah.
Oh, those spoons. I actually held on to my spoon
Well,
and my stove.
I used to. Well,
All
I
the way
used,
through.
yeah, I used to lose it until I got my
Hilltop packs?
yeah.
With
well,
what?
The ground cloth.
And the spoon stash.
What did I call it? Not a. Yeah, the spoon stash. Actually,
Speaking
I
of
don't-
spoon, here's mine. You see how quick that was?
Yeah, because you knew where it was at.
I knew where it was at. Just like that. That wasn't even planned or anything, but I have a Hilltop Pack bear bag here.
I got
right?
the same thing.
And you can have any image printed on your bear bag, but on the inside you can actually have a spoon stash bag so you won't lose your spoon. And since we're on Johnny Camper's channel, if you use code METRO on Hilltop Packs website, you get a small discount, so go check that out. But here's Johnny Camper's food bag from Hilltop Packs.
Actually, this was gifted to me by Andy,
Oh,
which I certainly appreciate it. He's got one too.
everyone's got one?
But he had to buy his. Mine was.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and this also has the spoon. See, it has that spoon
There you
thing
go.
right there.
Spoon stash bag. So if you guys are interested in getting a food bag from Hilltop Packs, make sure you check out their website, but use code METRO and you'll get a discount site-wide, not only on the food bag, but also other items. What was that, Chris?
Oh, I was going to say, or you can use the Marlowe Factor. No,
Oh.
I had to put my plug in.
Yeah. Hey,
That's pretty good, Chris.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Well, listen, I think this one was made by Tim Buckley because I see a little stitching missing here. You know, everybody knows Tim Buckley, right?
So Tom said about his retina being detached, he said it's a long story. He'll explain it when he sees us.
At Pinhoti Fest.
So could you imagine just sitting there? Like,
I think he said he just went to
Oh
get
my
his eyes
God.
checked. No, it ain't that kind of thing.
detached your retina? Like
A
you pick-
bubble or something, he said. But anyway, I think he went to the doctor
Yeah?
for eye check, and he come to find out his eye, it was detaching. I forgot he seen
Can you get
floated.
can you get eye implants now from other people? Do they do that? Can you
That
get
would be
someone else's
weird.
eyeball?
I just read something where they restored somebody's sight. with
So
a-
okay, that's a good question. Do you guys know if someone lost their eyeball, right? Can they get a new eyeball put in? And if they do lose their eyeball, do they have to have the eyeball put in like immediately after losing their eyeball, and for the new eyeball to work, like, and if you didn't have an eyeball in there for a while, can you get it restarted with a new eyeball later on?
I don't know.
And would it be like a cadavers or
Like, how old does it doesn't even work? I'm so curious about this now because you know they can do crazy stuff with science now. It's like with eyeballs, that'd be an interesting thing.
That'd
Can
be
you
very-
donate your eyeballs? How does that work? Can someone that lost an eyeball start seeing?
I have no idea.
I can see clearly now. I got an eyeball. Like,
Hey,
Right.
he can sing too.
all of
we
the
got-
obstacles are back in sight?
there you go. See,
Got all these talented people around me.
sing a song. We need a
Even I can't think of his name now. Kevin. Kevin can sing.
Well, you got a question for me? Now that I'm on your podcast.
No, just before this podcast, Chris asked him a potload of questions about the Appalachian Trail.
There's only 3.
Yeah, but they went on for an hour.
Oh, an hour.
Yeah, but
Good.
he asked all the questions that should have been on this podcast. You can ask him again.
I forgot them. That's the reason why I had to make sure they were in the video.
Well, here's one that people interested. Once you start the trail, when did you feel like you got your trail legs, or did you ever get them?
Ooh, that was
there's a
that-
good
that-
one.
that- all right, so during a through hike, they say, "Oh, how long does it take to get your trail legs?" Right? I'm gonna give you my phone so you can see the comments. How long does it take to get your trail legs? Well, I'll tell you how long it takes. It takes at least 2 weeks or so. I don't know why it's not letting me.
That's because that's an iPhone.
This is an iPhone.
I got this one.
You do.
I got a real phone here.
What's
It's
that?
an Android.
What's that Android?
This is an old S22 Ultra.
All right, so it takes about 2 weeks or so to get your trail legs. But I would say before you start really feeling like you're on a long distance through hike is about 40 days into it. And that's after not only you got your trail legs, but you've begun to let go of what's going on at your house and things happening back home. You start to focus on the trail. So yeah, getting your trail legs can be like, oh, I can do miles today. I don't really feel it. But what I mean by trail legs is where you can feel like you are truly connected with the trail by the time you wake up, you start hiking, to the time you get to camp and break down. That takes about 40 days or so to really kick in.
But you said something earlier that I thought was interesting about your base weight was 10 pounds, right?
Yep.
That was interesting.
Yeah, because
was.
that his base weight was his big 3 to tent, his sleep system, and his backpack, right? Now, that's the major things, right? Your food and water would be the next.
I would say so.
Actually, then a cook stove of sorts, whether it's a 750. You don't need much else except a blanket of something, right? I mean, the way you said, you know, that a lot of things, if you go backpacking as something you didn't use, why take it with you next time?
That's what I said. So the essentials, so obviously carry your 10 essentials no matter what. I'm not saying don't carry those things. What my point was saying when it comes to items that you need on the trail, I would recommend to only take what you've touched in the past in terms of you went out backpacking and things that you might have touched. If you haven't touched it in your backpack for a very long time, you may not need to bring that with you. But the whole purpose of why you want to reduce the weight of what's in your pack is to make more room for food and water, was what I had said. So it's like,
Yeah.
so when it comes to going ultra light or cutting back on the weight of the items in your pack, the goal is not just to be like, oh, I spent a lot of money on ultralight gear and look at me with the stuff that I have. It's to, one, make sure that you have the gear that you need to be successful on trail, but more importantly, provide the room and the weight options to carry more food and water, because once you start backpacking, yes, your shoes are important, your socks are important, your clothing for the terrain and the temperatures that you're facing, all of those things are important, but if you don't have food, you don't have water,
That's right.
you're not staying out there very long at all. So you could have all the gear in the world. So the point was just to scale back on the items that are in your pack to reduce the weight, i.e. the 10 pounds, to give you more room. Because if I have 10 pounds as my base and I have 10 pounds of water, that puts me at 20 pounds, right, as an example. But some people that might have a 20-pound base weight, that's without any water. They could have all this gear in there, but now they have no water. It's like, yeah, you could be filtering all the time that you think that you can, when you have water, but what happens when you don't have water? You got to carry that extra.
You
weight
you
with
had some of those instances where it was dried up on you.
And I was carrying 5
one. You was really worried, if I remember one of them
Yeah.
videos. You was really concerned about water.
because once you don't have water on trail, like
Now you said something. Listen, this is going to be controversial, but listen to this.
what's that?
What you said is something you hadn't touched. I have not never my ditty bag. It's
Okay.
got a little weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I ever used out of it was my toenail clippers, because there ain't nothing worse than the hangnail. Ooh, you tear it off. But I've never used it, and I don't have a med kit. I don't carry meds of any kind. I don't carry no poison or dope.
No poison or no.
Well, that's what it is. But anyway, so I don't carry a med kit, and my ditty bag, it's kind of got a little weight to it because all kind of extra things in, like you got a you'll carry
EDC kit.
EDC kit with all that little knick-knack stuff in it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a little heavy box, right?
I
Yeah.
used everything in that box every day.
Well, I guess if I was on a thru hike, maybe I would change my mind about that everyday carry in my ditty bag. But right now, I got Band-Aids, I got pins in it, and I've never used anything except one time on a trail. The girl's shoe, this whole bottom came off, and I was the only one that had duct tape around my trekking pole. And she was in this hike and had about a mile left, and the shoe was useless to her, but I was able to, that's the first time I ever used it. I unraveled it off my trekking pole and wrapped it around her foot, and she made it all the way back to Dardell's Knob, which was the end of the loop. And it was crazy. It's in one of my videos. So I still carry that duct tape on my trekking pole, but I don't use it.
Well, so I just put out a video of what is in my pack, right,
Yeah.
what I carry on.
Yeah,
And I will say that everything that I showcase, you want to check out my iPhone now?
yeah.
Jesus, I'm talking to you. You want to look at my phone now?
Man.
I used every.
How rude, how rude.
Just he grabs my phone instead of looking at his own phone. He started looking at it, so he grabs my phone. I used everything in that pack. I touched everything in that pack. So if I did not touch those items, I did not carry with them. So I was using my fingernail clippers, my tweezers, about anything that you saw, I touched that throughout the day. So
All right, Walker's got a good question here.
Yes, he does.
And he says, Andy, it's Metro now, and he's moved past Andy. It's Metro. Was there any point of the trail that you consider quitting? You seem focused the whole time.
the answer is I was focused the whole time, and I did not consider quitting because before I got on trail, I had told myself if I ever got the option or the opportunity to hike the trail, I would not give up. And that was the mindset that I had going into it. Fortunately, I had the support back home to give me the stability to be able to do that. But I kept my mindset. I was going to do this. I set goals every day that I knew were within reach. So I always looked at smaller milestones, and that gave me the sense of hitting goals. So that's why I felt like I was always on pace to complete the thru hike. So
Well,
I didn't think I was going to quit.
I will reveal something that you did not reveal in your videos.
What's that?
Is your foot.
My foot.
Yeah, he suffered through quite a few 100 miles with a bad ankle.
Oh, that is true.
And he did. I don't know that you shared that with anybody but me. I don't know.
I think I talked about it in the videos. I was injured. I broke my toe in New York, so I had a injury. I don't know if it was broken because I didn't go to the doctor, but it did not
It
move,
hurt.
and it was purple and 3 times the size that it should be for 6 weeks. Right, so
But you had an ankle problem too.
that was after I had broke my toe. So I had injuries to my toe, and then I developed an injury to my ankle. I still have pain in the ankle today, but the injury happened about 500 miles before the end of Mount Katahdin. So I powered through the broken toe and the injury to my ankle. I don't have any diagnosis on what's going on. I am going to the specialist. I did go to the doctor last Friday. He did confirm, and then this is like 3 weeks after getting home. He was like, yeah, your ankle does not look good. And again, that's 3 weeks after getting home.
Sir, I just hiked 2,200 miles.
I mean, he kind of stepped back a little bit and covered his face, like, "Oh God, you need to get out of here! Like, get out of my office." But he gave me a referral, so I will be getting that checked out pretty soon. But I also have knee issues too. So I'm 46. To give you perspective, I hiked 2,200 miles. The toe's broken. I think that caused me to hike a little bit different in terms of how I was placing my foot, which lead to the ankle injury. And then the knees, I think, is just from overuse. But yeah, it was quite a hike.
We still got the 8 people with us. How about that?
Hopefully.
Yeah, we still got all.
They still like you, Johnny. Tell them a joke, Johnny.
Yeah, well, how long we been talking? Anybody know?
Not that long.
No, it ain't been
Not
that
at
long.
all.
Well, you got anything else you want to share, Chris?
Well, I got a question for you, Airford Metro here.
Okay, Chris. Shoot. Or sorry, the kid. That's his.
Okay,
turn.
thank you. What was a common resupply? So when you'd go resupply, what was the common resupply? I mean, like, you know,
Talking about
as
food
far as-
items.
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah. I mean, what would you commonly pick up?
Was it Mountain House? Was it Pete
Spam.
Refuel or Spam?
What was it?
Oh, you sick of Spam, you say?
Or you may be thinking about jumping back on the spam train? Cause
I do like spam if it's cooked. So I was cooking spam at the very beginning, like cooking it on my pot top, so it would get crispy on both sides. I like that, but I was using up too much fuel, so that was another issue. Couldn't get enough fuel to keep it for the whole trip, so I had to keep getting more, and it wasn't always accessible. But to answer your question, so people that are attempting a through hike, some will send resupply boxes to different locations along the way because they already have whatever they need, like their daily diet items are all included in that box. That's not what we did. Gray J would drive us into town, and we would go to Walmart or a grocery store, and we would pick up items that had long shelf life. I would pick up items like Pop-Tarts, pepperonis, string cheese, flour tortillas, sometimes Babels or many types of cheeses. I would pick up ramen, peanut butter, chicken packs, tuna packs, anything with high protein bars. I had a list of items that I would get that was pretty consistent, but if you could find a Walmart, most of those items were always available. So I tried to have a dedicated list so that way every time I went, I knew I could pick up all of those items and be able to repeat it. I would say a goal for anyone that is through hiking, even though it might sound a little bit monotonous, is that if you can come up with a list of things that you like to eat prior and get used to eating that every week, like, oh, for this week I'm going to have all of these items I would eat on trail. If you can get used to that diet before you get on trail, you've actually done yourself a huge favor to getting used to what the routine is like. Now, every now and then, we would go into town and get lunch or dinner at like a restaurant somewhere. But for the most part, we would pick up most of our items at Walmart, and it would be the same items over. My favorite thing to eat on trail was chicken ramen, chicken pack, as well as peanut butter or hiker trash pad thai. I would eat that every single night. And then after I'd eaten all the noodles and I had a little bit of juice left over, a little noodle juice or whatever, I would get a packet of instant grits and I would put it into that peanut butter and ramen juice and let it soak it up, so it'd be like a savory savory grit with peanut butter and chicken.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
it's good. It was good. Like you say, listen, like you said, when you first started hiking, you would hover or not sit on the toilet seat, but it wasn't long. You was flopping right down.
Oh yeah. So after a while, previous at first I would be like kind of guy, but I'm not gonna touch the seats. I can't. I gotta hover over it. As I got further into the trail, man, I just sat right down and I didn't care.
Jindo, FSP. Hey, Johnny. It's my son. Hey, John.
Hey.
Yeah.
Did weight ever come a factor when you were in there buying that stuff? Did you ever think how much the stuff weighed, knowing that you had to put it in your pack, or was
For
that
food?
Never, yeah.
So I still pack out additional items like energy drinks and Cokes and things like that. So again, I like having lightweight gear because I like to have more snacks on trail and more drinks on trail. So I would consider the weight, but I'm also considering my experience on trail because, again, after 40 days, you live outside. If you didn't bring it with you, you don't have it the whole night or the next day or however long until you go to trail. So it's not like you have things within reach. So you have to kind of plan, like, how do I want my week to go? And so you kind of like try and spruce it up with little luxury items every now and then. So having that extra weight on, say,
Since my son just joined, Andy just finished 2,200 miles on the Appalachian Trail. That's what we do. But
I had to hike all the way back to come to camp with you.
yeah, he hiked all the way back just to spend this day with me.
Yeah, that's true.
And Chris. Well, but listen, when I saw you at those Skittles, because
Yeah.
I've been using this app called Yuka,
Yeah.
and you scan the barcodes and it gives you all the bad additives in these things, and Skittles was one, and it's usually the additive that seems to be most prominent that comes up in these things like M&Ms too, is the food coloring
Okay.
and the food texturing agents.
Yeah.
They all red flag. They bad for you. Bad, bad, bad. And Skittles had that, and I was trying to get you off of that to eat so many of them. You know,
You who got me started on the Skittles?
me?
No.
No, who?
Chris O'Connor.
Well,
You know why?
no.
All right, so we'd be hiking, and we get into, say, like aggressive terrain territory where we had to climb this huge mountain. He would stop immediately, right?
Yeah.
And then he'd
Oh.
unzip his little fanny pack, and he'd reach in, he'd grab out some Skittles, he'd eat a couple of them,
And
and
go.
then he'd go run up the hill. So I was like, I'll do
Really?
that too. So then I went and
Oh,
got some
okay.
Skittles, and I tried it,
But you know,
and it gave me a little sugar rush, and I ran up the hill.
actually out there on the trail like that, you can get away with eating that stuff
There you
because But my son said, "Congratulations, and glad your legs are still working."
Well, they feel like a little
They barely working,
They're
Johnny.
barely working.
Oh, Chief.
See,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, barely working, Chief. You want a cup of coffee, Chief?
I want a cup of coffee.
I do too.
Do you got some coffee?
No,
I
didn't
do.
Oh, you do?
bring
You
it.
got
Oh,
what,
here.
what kind of coffee you got?
Listen to this.
I got some San Mig
San Meg?
and I got some Capico.
He will not leave this campsite till he has 3 cups of coffee.
Okay.
I'll be up tomorrow morning about 4:30 or so, firing that thing up just to drink my 3 cups before we roll out.
Woo! I might be hanging out with you if you got extra.
I got extra.
Whoa! Oh, I love coffee. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fresh Ground,
Oh yeah,
we
I
know.
know all about Fresh Ground.
right? So
Yeah,
he goes
follow him
around
too.
and he
He stays ahead of the bubble, though. That guy.
well,
There's
we
a
met him
rule.
a couple times
Yeah, I know he stays ahead of the bubble.
because you don't want to get
Seen the
He has
video.
people that steady that know where he's going to be and stay up with him.
We try to catch up with him and stay up with him, but I roll into his camp where he's serving food and drinks, and the first thing he says is, "Wash your hands." The second thing he says is, "Cold drink, hot drink." Right?
Yeah.
I said, "Hot drink." He goes, "What you want?" I said, "Coffee." I just brewed us fresh pots. He pours me a cup of coffee. I didn't move. I drank it and said, "I would like some more." He goes, "Oh, okay." He pours it. I walk away. He goes, "Okay, Andy, I'm about to make another pot of coffee. You want some more?" I said, "Sure do." So
My
he makes
man.
another pot of coffee. In fact, he fresh ground coffee from
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts
Ooh.
coffee.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too. And he makes another pot. And this time I drank the whole pot.
Don't
And he
like-
goes, "Do you want some more coffee?" I was like, "Of course I do." So he had to make 3 pots of coffee to support my coffee habit on trail.
Wow.
Then he,
Wow.
Then he
Heck
broke down
yeah.
and drove off and said, "No more coffee."
But I want, hey, Johnny, Chief, I want to tell him this. Andy spent 5+ months on the trail.
Yeah.
And he said that he realized to have a door on a frame and have a private room and a toilet that flushed that you can turn the lights on with a switch. He said that was the little things that meant so much to him. Now that he's back after being a bum, because that's what you are on the trail, you're a bum for 4 and
There
a
you
half
go.
months, you're a bum. And he said these little things mean so much to him now that the electricity comes on when he flips the switch, the toilet, and toilet paper. Having toilet paper is a big thing, right?
Well, because you don't have toilet paper, it's not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So the little things he learned out on the after 5, and I noticed a big change in him though. I have noticed that.
Do you notice this shirt?
Yeah.
This is a town shirt. I just got this yesterday. I'm gonna be wearing this at Pinhoti Fest.
Oh, okay.
You like this?
Yeah.
The color.
Yeah.
If you guys like Town Shirt, you can go ahead and check out their website. They got all kinds of crazy designs that I think are really cool, but they're all SPF 50, so it's a sunblock. It's a nice sun hoodie. And if you use code METRO, there's also a discount on Town Shirt, so make sure you check that out as well, in case you guys are anymore. Yeah.
Well, we got 10 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Once you guys put in the comments or the chat box who you guys are, we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, if you got a YouTube channel, let us know. We'll,
Doesn't matter. We'll say hello to whoever's here.
well, of course we're gonna do
Yeah.
that, but if you
Let's have a roll call here in the chat. Go ahead and put your name in. We'll give you a shout out. How about that? Yeah. So we're out here on the Pine Mountain Trail. Should we tell them what campsite we're at?
Nah.
No, that's too high profile.
Yeah.
We don't want people just showing up out of nowhere. That'd be kind of crazy. But out here, it is beautiful. The temps are slowly coming down.
Yeah.
Finally.
yeah.
It's about 70, 75 degrees. And the leaves are changing because we're almost to fall.
Almost. You know, we've been out here every single weekend throughout the whole summer. Every weekend. Guys, and it's been brutal out here every weekend. And like in all my videos, I keep saying I can't wait till the fall. I can't wait till the fall. God. I'm glad fall's coming. It's changing out here.
Dude, we've got red leaves already. I mean, look at this right next to me.
Hey, the chief says, I just got back from a deployment. You know, he was on the aircraft carrier to call Vincent out in the Red Sea. And he just got back and he said, trust me, everything feels nice now that I am back home.
Everything does.
Everything.
I mean, I go to McDonald's, I feel like I'm a champ. I'm like, I will take your extra value meal for $5. And I'm sitting in there like, look at me. I have a chair. I'm eating fries. I'm in the city. It's nice.
Curious George Cooper, his channel is Curious George. So
Yeah.
he's still with us.
Got Noah.
Noah's dad is
And
still, Noah's still here. Is
Yeah.
that a man or a woman?
Noah's a dude.
Well, I don't know. I didn't meet Noah.
You ever heard of Noah's Ark, by the way?
Yeah, but it don't. Noah could be a woman too.
She was in the whale.
Oh.
Well, that was Jonah.
Yeah. Hey, he knows his Bible history.
Oh my gosh,
Noah's
guys.
still here.
Right. So another thing that's cool. Look at this thing I'm in. Look at this. I'm sitting in it right now. I'm sitting in a chair. Look at this. On
Yeah.
trail, I had this to sit on for 6 months. I got to sit on this.
Not
Yeah,
the chair. Not the chair.
No, but this is my chair. Now I put this inside the chair. Look at me. I just sit in this little chair. So what I've been doing at my house is I just been putting this chair out in my front yard and just sitting there all day. And I guess it wouldn't be so awkward, but I live in a townhome community and I don't really have a front yard, so I'm just in my little chair out front, like, hey, look at me, I'm outside my house.
Hey, Noah typed in all caps. I am a man.
Damn right. Tell him, Noah.
Oh, sorry I missed you. I didn't go last year to Damascus.
No, it was this year.
This excuse me, this year.
Yeah.
I didn't go.
He's going to be at the next one, too.
Is he gonna be at
I think so.
You gonna be at Penalty Fest and
Oh, yeah. He's going to be
oh okay, you can slap me then.
Yeah. Noah's going to come slap Johnny Camper. That's going to be a viral video.
There you go. Let us know. We'll get the cameras ready.
George says you still see you rocking the Ultras.
Oh, yeah. These are actually my new
Ultra 9
9
plus.
pluses, man. They're bright orange. In fact, I get a lot of looks when I wear these around. They're a little too bright. And I've also got these like leopard
But
dirty girls.
not on the trail, because on the trail you see people. They usually buy them because those colors like these. The reason I got this color, I wanted the red ones, but these were on sale for $89 instead of $100.
The shoelaces were?
No, I bought
The shoes.
the shoes.
okay.
Yeah. So that's why you get these funky colors on hikers.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. So we look like hobos because when we go buy this expensive gear, it's all like on sale. It's mismatched colors,
There you
right? So
go.
you have the oddest looking outfit with the greatest gear in the world, but it looked like it clashes like a circus clown.
Yeah.
So that's why I got bounced out of the subway. They thought I was a homeless person.
Yeah. you should.
Wow.
Do I look homeless? I'm wearing $700 worth of gear that's on sale.
Hey,
What makes me look
George
homeless?
says he's going to try to come to Penalty Fest at least one day. Well, if you come in one day, make it Saturday. Friday, they kind of said we go Friday. We'll be there Friday morning, but they setting up and all. But Saturday is the big day, and of course they got Tent City, so you can pitch your tent in Tent City, right next to the venue. Okay.
So guess what?
What?
I'm thinking about becoming a trail angel.
Really?
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So I want to set up next year. I think over by Unicoi Gap is where I want to be. You know why? I like Unicoi.
I know you like that area.
It's a good hike, but it's down the street from the Green Dragon.
Oh,
That's right.
So I would like to kind of maybe talk to them a little bit about me being a trail angel in that area. But you know what I want to give out?
what?
I want to be known for?
What?
You know, because Fresh Ground, he'll cook for you. You know, his fresh coffee or whatever. We've got different types of people that specialize in trail magic. Different. I want to give out only two things.
What? Money?
No,
Oh,
no, only two things.
What are they?
Well, I want to make sure I give out things that everybody likes.
All right.
And I tried to narrow it down to everybody, like what people like, man or woman or whatever, what they would like. You ready?
Yeah. What is it?
Hot dogs and donuts.
Yeah, that'll work.
Those are my two things.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to have mustard,
Because either
Relish.
you're a hot dog person,
and
Sauerkraut.
onions.
you're either a hot dog person,
Yeah.
or you're a donut person.
Yeah.
So no matter you
Like
see
it.
what I mean? I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
this. I'll be pleasing nobody can get mad at me for this.
That's right.
Hot dogs and donuts. And I thought about it too. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I did like a live stream or a podcast called Hot Dogs and Donuts and interviewed through hikers?
Yeah.
Would you?
That'd be
You
nice.
see?
Yeah.
I give out trail magic and interview through hikers. I'm thinking I'm going to start doing that next year. What do you guys think? This is like kind of like me rolling out a new idea for the first time being announced on Johnny Camper's live stream. I'm going to be a trail angel. You're going to get my phone back now?
Yeah. I'm gonna go check how long.
The conversation's over?
No, I just want to check how long we've been talking. If it's, I don't listen. We holding these people. Of us,
Well,
we
there's
got
some people that's
10.
joining us now.
Oh my God, we've been talking for 3 hours.
3 hours,
No,
It's
50.
okay. There's still 11 people on.
No, 52 minutes.
52 minutes.
I think.
So-
I tell you what. If you got any questions for them, I think at the 1 hour mark, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down.
But hold on, what are you guys
Wait,
now?
no,
What
yeah,
was
no,
the-
the hot dog and donut thing. Now, I got a question. Are we talking like cream filled donuts?
No, traditional glazed donuts.
Like the Krispy Kreme.
No,
Just traditional glazed
no,
donuts.
they got Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I can't afford Dunkin' Donuts. I gotta get the donuts where the donuts are good, where that means wherever they're on sale. But everyone knows that a glazed donut, I think everyone's good with a glazed donut.
Glazed donut
Yeah,
or
I'm
hot
just
dog?
kidding you.
And as far as the hot dog goes, it's just gonna be a traditional hot dog. I'm not gonna give out any frills.
We gotta have onions and
Why?
mustard and ketchup
And
Well,
sauerkraut.
yeah, I might have
and
the
coleslaw.
accoutrement that follows it. But yeah,
What about a brat?
but see, now you're upgrading. See, if I go outside of this, you got to be specific. I want to go to Metro's Trail Magic because he's got the best hot dogs. He's got the best donuts. Hot dogs and donuts. Everybody loves hot dogs and donuts.
If me and my wife, we go to the varsity, fly hot dog, we'll eat any hot dog.
Any hot dog, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst food. But you know, that's when I take my wife on the anniversary to the
It's
varsity.
expensive now.
Yeah, we
How
went
much was it the other day when you went?
$27.
For what'd you get?
I just got my 2 hot dogs and fries and a drink. And she
Wow.
did $12.49. Hers was $12.49. So how much is that? That's 26, 27.
Plus taxes and stuff?
Plus that is about almost $30.
I couldn't believe it.
I know.
I
It was-
wasn't full. I went to varsity the other day too.
And the I don't know what that day might have been a bad. She goes there because she likes the onion rings, but
The
that
onion
day was awful. We couldn't even eat them.
Mm.
They were awful. I don't know what they did to them. If it was just that day, but they were awful.
The orange
But
cream.
anyway, so yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said the orange cream. They
No,
got
I-
there, the orange cream thing. Oh
I
my
didn't-
gosh.
I know that was you. Kevin likes that too. But no, I never did the orange. I see people getting it because it's very popular.
I got the Coke float when I was there last week.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
it's another
The
good
root
one.
beer float's better, but nevertheless, A&W root
They
beer.
didn't
float.
have root beer.
I know. Have you ever had A&W root beer?
I have.
They're wonderful.
They are have it
What was
right
last
out of
time
the craft. Right out of the craft. They have it up there in Wisconsin.
Because you're from,
Wisconsin.
so they don't have a lot of A&Ws down here anymore. Remember, they
I
used to
know
be
that.
everywhere. They're gone.
Yeah. There was another one that they had, the hot dog place that used to cook it in beer. What was the name of that? place. It was popular for a while. It ran its course after 2 years.
Cook it in beer.
Yeah, they cooked in
The hot
beer.
dogs?
Yeah, the
That's
hot
like
dog.
a beer brat. It's called a Sheboygan brat.
Sheboygan.
Yeah, but I was
Cooking in beer and onions and peppers.
I don't remember the name. It had a strange name, but that was their famous thing. Was they?
Sheboygan.
No, wasn't that?
Sheboygan hot dog.
But it was a big fat dog too. I remember it
A
being
big fat dog.
big fat dog. It was thick.
Whoa.
It was thick.
We went to Costco to get one of those.
Yeah.
In fact, you know that you can take your wife to a members only lunch for less than $10
Well, we get the hot dog.
at
We,
Costco.
yeah.
Take her to a members only lunch.
Really?
They only let members in there. They're very specific about who they let in there.
Yeah, that's if you go in before 10.
I got bounced from a Costco at 9:50, guys. I went to a Costco and they were like, "Oh, excuse me, this is reserved for our executive members." It was 10 minutes later. I was like, "Give me a break." I get in there. I got me. What's up?
An executive member.
Yeah.
Someone misses.
My son, he misses Checkers.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, they
Mm.
yeah, Checkers was good. But I don't know if they still have them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Do
Yeah. They also have rallies. It's like their alter ego.
Yeah.
George said, "Don't forget his relish."
Okay, I would have some packets like ketchup, mustard, relish packets, but when you start talking about onions and chili and sauerkraut, that's extra expensive. I just want to have long shelf life foods, hot dogs and donuts, where it provides the calories that hikers need and the incentive for them to want to talk about their hike.
My son said, "My dad is bored." But
That
no,
is bored.
No, he can see in my face I'm wore out and tired, because I've been getting up early every morning.
Oh, I was
But
like,
Noah
dang.
says that says do whatever you like, but Metro being a trade agent would be cool.
Yeah.
And then George Cooper said, "Don't forget his relish." And my son says, "I miss Checkers."
Mm.
Yeah, I hadn't had a check. That's a good one.
Checkers and rallies. That's kind of like a Crystals and White Castle.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to put them that close together. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Isn't it like kind of like Carl's Jr. and Hardee's where they're the same but there's different names?
Kind of, but White Castle's a White Castle. But
Well,
they-
I knew
it's
that.
kinda
There's a difference between White Castle and Crystal's like the southern, like
like the Southern White Castle.
yeah, like the redheaded stepchild. White
Right.
Castle's the OG, right?
Yeah.
Right. Crystal got into the game after White Castle was already established, right?
Right. There's that, and there's that feud where whose is better.
Right. Which is weird because they steam the meat, right?
Well,
Correct.
that brings up, me and Kevin was heading to Cumberland Island, and we stopped in some podunk place
You
where
got Crystals?
we got full Crystals early morning. It was still dark. They just had opened, and anyway they finally got it, and we got down the road, back on the interstate, and they were ice cold. They were cold. We were so up. I said, normally I'd go back, but had to make it to St. Mary's to catch the ferry, so couldn't go back.
Was that when we went out?
No, it was me and Kevin.
Just you and him alone?
Yeah.
Well, anyone that is a White Castle or Crystal person knows if you're having White Castle or Crystal, you got to clear your schedule
Oh yeah, for the day.
for the day. It's not like something like, oh, I'm going to go on a backpacking
Man,
trip and get
man.
on a ferry and
Hey.
go out in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Maybe that's what it was later on
Be
that
digging a
day.
bunch of holes.
I forgot I had emergency. Yeah, that might have been it.
That thing, I told everyone knows. It's like eating Taco Bell. It's like your day is over. Like you're going home. You're not going anywhere else. That's it.
And don't go far.
No.
Don't get them.
I mean, it tastes great, but it's not going to be good.
Oh, Lord.
No, you're right.
We got any more questions there?
Nope. Said, why is Johnny Camper so bored?
Who says that? Johnny, my son again?
No, I'm asking you that.
Oh, I'm not bored. But he sees my eyes. He can tell I'm wanting to lay down.
He was like, you were already laying down.
Yeah, I already did a little bit.
What do you call? You get napping in the
Yeah,
afternoon and then
yeah, napping.
post dinner
I-
nap.
Hey,
Isn't that called nighttime?
no.
Hey,
Hey,
when
when
it's bedtime. You know?
Hey, when you're 84, yeah, I swear this is true. When you're 84, you can go pee anytime,
And you fall asleep immediately.
and you can take a nap anytime. That's the way it works.
Can you fall asleep while you're peeing?
No, I can't, not done that yet.
And still stand up while you're doing it?
Yeah, there you go. That actually is kind of fun. Just check out while you're doing both.
Yeah.
Pee and sleep.
Sometimes
Why not?
sometimes I think I am doing that, sleeping while I'm peeing. Yeah.
Don't sleepwalk. That would be kind of bad.
Well, let's see. Really, it's been an hour, and
Why are you checking out my phone so much?
I was.
Why are you
Thinking,
looking at what's on my screen?
hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Private text here I'm trying to read.
unless you guys got some quick questions, I'm gonna go ahead and
Why?
pull a plug on
There's
this.
no plug.
Well, I'm gonna shut it off. Hey, Andy can go up on his live, or Chris can go up on his live. But
Oh.
Johnny Camper is pulling the plug. So if you got a quick question, shoot it to him real quick. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds.
1, 2. Are you really counting down?
Yeah, I'm counting down. It's 25.
God, he's not kidding about this post-dinner nap.
Y'all had y'all had half of your Subway. I haven't eaten anything
You wanna bite
except
one?
that one cracker you gave me.
What'd you call me?
You cracker.
Sounds racist.
Man.
Yeah, it is racist. He's a cracker.
Oh,
and
come
he's
on.
a cracker.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Jeez,
Hey,
Johnny.
Oh,
We're doing so
wow.
Hey, shut it down. Pull the plug.
That's
Turn it
it.
off.
The lights
All right,
need to
guys. If
go
you
out.
had any fun on today's video, make sure you tell your friends about Johnny Camper. He's going to be at Pinhoti Fest. So if you're having a good time here today, you'll have an even better time at Pinhoti Fest. Come hang out with this guy because he's going to be hanging out where?
At the Pinhoti Fest in
But where
Noble
specifically?
Park.
At
It's-
the Hikers of America booth.
Oh yeah, I'll be hanging out
Where
there.
I will be there saying hello to anyone that wants to say hello to might have questions about the thru hike on the Appalachian Trail, but also giveaways and promotional codes that are only going to be available at Pinhoti Fest. I can't even put them online. So make sure you come by, check out the booth, get some giveaways as well as promotional codes that gets you the best discounts on the gear that you want.
And he's usually the MC at this festival, okay? It's in Sylacauga, Alabama, and it's September 26, 27, 28. But if you can only come one day, come Saturday,
Come Saturday.
okay?
That's it.
All right.
Shut it down. We're out of here, guys.
No questions?
It's getting crazy.
Nobody?
I
Okay.
got
No
questions.
questions.
I'm going to
All
take
right.
it offline, though.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Now how to cut this off?
You hit the off button.
There ain't no off button. There ain't no off button. Oh, there it is. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes. Okay.
We're gonna see ya.